Welcome, everyone, to this custom deep dive. Today, we are digging into some really fascinating excerpts from a corporate presentation deck.
Yeah, it's called TD0057 Technical Discussions.
Right. And our mission for you today is pretty clear. We're basically unpacking 5 really essential English idioms that get thrown around a lot in, high-stakes technical communication.
Exactly. We're going to look at their literal origins so you can completely understand how to apply them in your own real-world business meetings.
Because, when you look at an engineering schematic, you expect absolute precision, right? Like a tolerance is either within spec or it's a failure. It's totally binary.
Right, you're dealing with micrometers and, well, rigid
Yeah,
physics.
but then you take those exact same engineers and you put them in a stressful meeting to discuss that schematic, and suddenly all the math just it vanishes.
It really does. People stop talking about exact material stresses and start talking about, like, hounds and baseball and werewolves.
It's like you're entering a totally different reality. So let's start with the preparation phase of a project before the meeting even begins.
Right, the classic mandate where everyone needs to get up to speed.
Exactly. Getting up to speed on the technical logs. Now, I always sort of pictured this like jumping onto a moving treadmill, like you need the right info to match the pace, or you just instantly trip and fall.
The source actually points out it's a bit more mechanical than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so up to speed literally refers to an engine reaching its rated RPM, its revolutions per minute.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it represents an engine hitting its ideal synchronization. If you try to engage a clutch before the engine is up to speed, you violently grind the gears.
Ouch. Yeah, that makes sense. So in the source's practical example, they talk about reviewing technical logs to get up to speed before an Aptronic meeting. Because if you aren't perfectly synchronized with the current data, you're not just falling behind, you're actively causing friction in the machine. Right, and that friction inevitably leads to conflict. Like suddenly the timeline shifts or the budget gets tight and the team realizes they have to, well, play hardball.
Exactly. And this is a massive shift in the meeting.
I feel like a lot of people just use play hardball to mean like being mean.
Right, right.
Like the source example where a vendor just absolutely refuses to lower NRE costs, those non-recurring engineering fees, and people think playing hardball just means yelling at them to lower the price.
But the origin is literally about dropping a soft approach to play hard baseball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for you as a professional, it's crucial to understand that it represents a psychological shift. You are abandoning a collaborative posture and adopting a really tough, aggressive, uncompromising negotiation strategy.
Wow. Okay, so it's a deliberate breakdown of diplomacy. And when everyone is dug in playing hardball, the pressure really mounts. Deadlines loom. And that's when teams, they panic.
They absolutely do.
They desperately search for an easy way out, which brings us to the whole silver bullet thing.
Which is so funny because historically, that's the legendary single bullet required to kill a werewolf.
Right.
But the source notes that in business, this idiom is used almost exclusively to stress that a magic one-step fix does not actually exist.
Right, like their example about AI. People love saying AI will fix things, but it's not a silver bullet for manufacturing bottlenecks.
Precisely. It's not a werewolf you can just shoot. And relying on these imaginary fixes often leads to our next idiom barking up the wrong tree.
Oh, yeah, like a hunting hound barking at a tree that literally has no squirrel in it.
Exactly. Pursuing a completely false lead due to flawed logic. The source uses the example of blaming a motor for vibration issues when the true culprit is actually a worn-out bearing.
But wait, let me push back on that for a second.
Sure.
If we spend so much time barking at empty trees, how do we ever recognize when we actually find the real issue?
Well, that leads perfectly into our final idiom, which is hit the nail on the head.
Oh, like striking the exact center of a problem with, like, flawless accuracy?
Exactly. The source mentions a colleague named Belfort, who perfectly analyzed a really complex backlash issue. When you cut through the noise and find that exact millimeter of error, you aren't just guessing anymore. You're landing a decisive, perfect blow.
That is so interesting. So mastering the historical origins of these phrases really helps you communicate with just like much greater authority and precision.
It really does. It frames how you approach the problem.
Right. Which leaves us with a final, slightly provocative thought for you to mull over. If language shapes how we think, Does constantly using these combative, weaponized idioms like playing hardball and hunting for silver bullets, does that subconsciously make our daily corporate culture more aggressive?
It's a great question.
It is. So next time you're in a meeting, ask yourself, are you just trying to fix a bearing or are you hunting werewolves?